Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Ruth Kim and in my channel I share my own experiences as a foreigner living in Germany. I share information that I know and I feel like it's going to help someone else out there. Sometimes I vlog and sometimes I just want to have fun. So today I'm back with another story time. So many people are loving the story time series and today I'm just going to give like one that happened not so long time ago, and it's about weddings. You know how we like planned like a dream wedding and ended up having like just an ordinary wedding. One thing that I want to tell you guys is that December is like a month where everybody wants to get married. So many people are getting married in December, and I just want to share some information that I'm sure they are going to help you out, guys. They are going to help you out because our wedding, we planned like what we planned and what we got was totally different. You know, I don't even know where to start because the biggest mistake I did was to plan a wedding in Kenya while here in Germany. Of course, I had some family members who were organizing, but you know, as a wife, you want like to get those deals, to get those things while you're like, sometimes I think you want to do those things yourself. So that was the biggest mistake that I did, organizing a wedding in Africa or in Kenya while I was here. Never do that mistake again. It's always good to have someone on the ground because I was contacting service providers from here, you know, and trusting the work that they are posting online. And I did that. It was like successful because we got married and we wedded, and until to date we are still married. But the thing I would like to tell you guys is that it was good because it happened, but the services that we got, they were terrible. Almost all of them were terrible. I don't even know where to start because it was like a fail. It was a failed thing because from the makeup, decor, almost everything was a mess. Everything was a mess. But we thank God it happened. And let me start by saying that when you're planning a wedding, we ended up using a lot of money. Don't forget that a wedding is only for one day, but you're going to be married forever. Don't spend too much. Don't spend too much money for only that one day. And let me just tell you how it happened. So I traveled to Kenya. I was supposed to get married, or we got married on 17th December. So I remember I traveled on a Tuesday and it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks before the wedding day. So I traveled. I made sure I visited all the service providers that I had contacted online or that were suggested to me by friends. I met them and I paid some deposit and I was okay. The service providers, the one thing they cannot do, they cannot show you like something live. You just have to see the pictures and trust the pictures. So that's what I did, and I trusted it. And another mistake I did was letting my husband take over the groom side, you know. And you know how men operate. Do you know they were picking up their clothes on Friday evening, on the day before the wedding? That's when they were picking things. It was terrible. And when they picked the stuff, they were too tight, because during the process of changing redoing everything, she lost the measurement, and I don't even know how she did it. So the guys, some of them were having like tight stuff, you know, but it happened, it worked. So like the day before the wedding, I went to the salon. I don't know what I was thinking. That's the day that I was going to like do a test makeup. That's when I got these, you know, a bridal test makeup. I was stupid. Never do that. Do all this thing 1 week before the wedding or 2 weeks before the wedding. So by the time we were leaving town to go back to Thika, it was to go back to Ruiru, because we had to sleep at my place. It was past midnight. So I was still actually it was late. And imagine, it was on Friday past midnight, and the following day I was to get married. So that was it. And then on the wedding day, the craziest thing happened again. We woke up, all the maids were sleeping at our place or at my mom's place. And when we woke up, the woman was, or the ladies who were supposed to do the makeup, they came, and I was so stupid. I was so relaxed and letting her do like the maids first. And then it was supposed to be my turn. Do you know, the women were outside singing at the gate, like Mohiki Wito, like they wanted me to come out. And I had not even showered. When I was taking a shower, they were singing. Someone had to tell them to stop singing. Actually, in Africa, they sing so that the bride can come out. You know, those were people from my husband's side. They were coming to pick their bride, and I had not even showered. So you can imagine, they were like, my makeup was being done in a hurry, like like, do you know, it was a mess. It was a mess. Can you imagine 5 or 10 minutes bridal makeup? It was terrible. So, but we still worked with it. I'll put some pictures, guys. So we went. They picked me up, and before I even got into the car, I had already broken my nail. I don't know what was happening on that day. I was like, I had already broken my nail, but that was nothing. And it was actually the finger, this finger that was supposed to be, the ring was supposed to be put on. Yeah, it was so painful. You know, when you're trying to go somewhere and it was like gel nails, like, I was like, shit. So we went, and they took me in a hurry. And while we were driving to the location where I was supposed to get married, like, I was sitting next to the best man, the guy who was in charge of my husband. Like, how do you call it? The best man. Yeah, the best man. So he started making calls and saying, like, telling the driver he has to drive slowly, no hurry. And I was like, you guys picked me up in such a hurry. Why now, like, no hurry? So I didn't mind, because as long as the wedding was going to happen, I was like, yeah. So we got into the location. We got there, and when I got to the location, I actually cried. I literally cried. And you know, when you cry and you're having like mascara, you mess your makeup even 3 times more. Do you know, guys, why I cried? Because the decor that I ordered was not what I got. I was even like, am I attending someone else's wedding? It was a mess. I was supposed to have a white carpet with flowers heading to the altar. Nothing. I walked on bare glass, guys. It was nothing, you know. But you know, people were supposed to be covered so that to be protected from the sun. It was like open on top, because it was a garden wedding. It was open. It was like a mess. And later I had to work with it, guys. I had to work with this. This is your wedding, you're here. And even before everything, I realized that nothing is happening. Nothing was happening at that moment. I was crying, asking myself, where am I? And then I had to stay in the car like for that like 20 minutes. I was like, what's happening? Why do I have to stay here? Do you know what they told me? The guy who was in charge of the rings forgot the rings at my husband's place. Ilikuwa kama drama. Sijui ni video ama ni drama. It was so dramatic. So I had to wait in the car for 20 minutes. We had to like delay or make everything go slower so that someone can pick up the rings. Later, I came to realize that the person who was doing decor only decorated the front part. Behind there, it was left with no decor. Only tables and tablecloth with no decor. That woman messed me up big time. And the biggest mistake I did, big time. So, I did the wedding. The photographer was perfect. The person who brought the tents and the chairs, it was perfect. It was perfect. The food was okay. The food was good. You know, as a bride, you don't even have that time to eat the food. But the food was good. It was good. But when I was standing on the or at the altar, and you know that moment when you're facing like your husband, you guys are facing each other, ready to give, you know, he started laughing. And I was like, babe, why are you laughing? He said like one of my lashes like was like almost falling off. Was almost falling off. That was so funny, guys. That was so funny. And you know, that moment he can't even take it off, or he can't help you take it off, but it was almost falling off. So we did it. We were laughing. I don't know, people were thought maybe we are having fun, but he was actually laughing at me. But we had to work with it. You know, that situation where you can't change anything, you just have to work with things the way they are. We had to work with it. So we went for the photo shoot. Everything was okay, and the rest of the things were good. My lesson is for you guys. What I wanted to tell you guys is that I don't even know how to advise you guys when it comes to the service providers. Don't pay the full amount, because this woman made me pay her one day before the wedding. She was like, I need to get the carpet, I need to get these, and I don't have money. I need that money to pay these and these. So she pushed me to pay her the whole amount so that she can get those items that we are missing, you know. And that's something I would like to tell you guys. If you're planning something like this, don't pay the service providers the full amount. Just give a specific deposit, and then after everything, pay the whole amount. Like I said at the beginning, the only thing you can do is to trust a service provider. If you're a service provider out there and you know you cannot give something that a client wants from you, be honest and say it. I cannot be able to like put this one through, you know, so that I can know, and I can know what to expect, or I can look for another alternative that we can work with. But don't tell me you're going to do this and then you're not going to do this. So guys, that was like a short story about what happened during our wedding. You know, so many people see the pictures, and I've heard like friends saying like, Ruth, on that day you were not looking so good. Like normally you look so good, but on that day you were not looking so good. So many things we are going on in my life. So many things we are going on that day, and I just thank God that everything happened so smoothly. And if you want to know, guys, what happened on our wedding night, let me know. Let me know. I know so many people out there lie what happens on a wedding night. I'll give you the whole story, guys. I'll tell you in details what normally happens. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you. And if you love to hear more stories, if you enjoy listening to more stories, subscribe. Give me ideas of what you want to know. Most of the time I share my own experiences, like those things that have been happening or have happened into my life. I share them with you. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. May God keep on blessing you. And